Welcome back. An estimated 15 million Americans do some kind of rotating shift work, including overnights, evenings, and early morning shifts. But can this type of shift work increase the risk of coronary heart disease? A new study examined the link between rotating night shift work and heart disease in a group of female nurses.
This health tip is brought to you by
Desert View Hospital and Mountain Valley Physicians Group. Don't put your health on hold. We have time for you. Call us to schedule your appointment. 775-751-7100.
At night, when most of us are heading to bed, many healthcare workers, including nurses, are just beginning their workday. But does working these rotating shifts take a toll on their health?
The link between shift work and coronary heart disease has been an open question for several decades now.
Dr. Celine Vetter from Brigham and Women's Hospital and co-authors examined that link. They used data from the long-running Nurses' Health Study 1 and 2, which has followed 240,000 female nurses over a 24-year period. The researchers specifically looked at 189,000 women who reported their lifetime exposure to rotating night shift work.
Over the course of the study period, a little more than 10,000 cases of newly developed coronary heart disease occurred. Rotating night shift work is associated with a modest risk of coronary heart disease, even after taking into account known risk factors such as elevated BMI, smoking, poor diet quality, and low levels of physical activity. Once you stop working shifts, the time since quitting shift work is associated with a decreased risk.
Rotating shift work was defined as working at least 3 night shifts per month in addition to morning and evening shifts.
Even though the absolute risks we observed were small and the contribution of shift work to coronary heart disease is modest, there is an opportunity to help and prevent coronary heart disease by trying to find out which are the characteristics of shift schedules that may carry the highest risk.
Catherine Dolf, The JAMA Report.
Thanks so much, Catherine. The study authors call for further studies to determine those characteristics. Valley Electric Association has been busy conducting maintenance on the high power lines east of town. That low-flying black helicopter with 2 men suspended from a cable you might have seen Tuesday here in Pahrump was part of a maintenance operation by Valley Electric Association on its 230 kV lines east of Highway 160. Though the use of helicopters for such tasks is not uncommon in the utility industry, Valley Electric Association has only recently begun using them. VEA has contracted with PAR electrical contractors in Las Vegas for the crews that perform the maintenance. The helicopter crews were able to complete the work much faster than the crews in bucket trucks, and it eliminated environmental concerns that occur using these trucks. There's much less disturbance on the ground, according to Valley Electric Association. The black helicopter could be seen by Pahrump residents on Tuesday, leapfrogging from one high-voltage tower to another. Working with 2 linemen per crew, the workers were suspended from the helicopter on a 50-foot cable and dropped off from pole to pole to perform the work. As one crew worked on one of the 120-foot poles, the helicopter ferried the other crew, suspended from the cable, to a different pole. The linemen, Casey Green, Dean Johnson, Tyler Rose, and Adam French, all from Las Vegas, were able to finish the work at each pole in about 2.5 minutes. Maintenance, which would otherwise take 8 days using a bucket truck to complete, was finished in 5 hours. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. A block wall and a car were damaged in a central neighborhood after the car plowed into a fence Sunday morning.
Late yesterday morning, we were dispatched a report of a one-vehicle accident. Upon arrival, we found a vehicle versus a wall. Although there was some minor injuries, the occupant decided not to go to the hospital.
Do you know how the accident occurred?
That was actually under investigation by the sheriff's office.
And then only one occupant inside the vehicle?
That's my understanding.
And the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center sprinkler system was activated this morning. Deputies responded to transfer inmates from one part of the facility to the other while fire crews investigated the problem.
Just around 10 o'clock this morning, we were dispatched a report of a water flow alarm system at the Nye County Detention Center. While en route, we were informed that there was a probability that an inmate had tampered with the system, causing an evacuation of the water from the system within the pod. Upon arrival, we did find, in fact, that we had an activation in that cell. Fire department quickly controlled, with the assistance from MCSO, secured the appropriate riser supplying water to that area, and basically managed the issue in short fashion.
They had to move the inmates from one location to the other internally, right?
Yeah, as a precautionary measure, the inmates were moved out of the way. It allowed us the entry and egress out of the building, and also ensured their safety.
When you go into a building like this, I know that you must have had all sorts of familiarities with this facility right here, and you know exactly where to go, what's going on very quickly?
On almost every commercial building, whether it be governmental, institutional, educational, we have a fire pre-plan completed. So just simply bring out the fire pre-plan. They told us through the area. We looked it up and saw our best entryway. But we're always, when we go into a facility such as that, we always have sheriff's officers with us, or the deputies, excuse me, and they accompany us in and out of the facility.
They also had to block traffic?
They did. That was for the incoming apparatus and some additional law enforcement units that were arriving.
How did you shut off the sprinkler system?
We know how to do that by going into the riser room and accessing the correct system that's supplying water to that particular area.
I'm sure the sheriff's office is going to be dealing with the inmate themselves.
I am absolutely certain.
More local news after the break.